news. Anyway, good to see you all. Let's get this started. And just remember, this stream is only for the sexy looking people.
This dance ain't for everybody. Only the sexy people.
Only the sexy people. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, since it's been a while since we saw each other, right, and had a little chit chat, and especially live, it's so great to be here that I can control things here. We're going to have a brief market update, but we're going to be focusing on geopolitics because I do believe that this is the main driver of where the overall market is heading. So we're going to go and have a look at that, and then we're going to talk a little bit about me, and that's it. We got lots of things to talk about, but not all of them today. Anyway, let's get started, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world and geopolitics, then please hit like, smash, subscribe, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, so that you can protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Arachi, and I'm the host of this little show. So let's get it on. No more transactions or intros. You know what we need to do first is to go in and look at the markets. Actually, we should have the red studio today because things are not looking that lovely. And let's look. We're looking at the level of market manipulation. But since we haven't been talking for so long, right? I mean, it's not good. Down at 18,891 BTC. But we are looking at the 15 minutes. We got Ethereum down 7.8% at 1,028, and then we got Cardano at 44 cent. 44 mini cent down 5.3, and then we got Polkadot at $6.80. And since we haven't, seen each other for a while, let's just go in and make a recap and see where is Bitcoin. I mean, look at that. And the month is closing, so why not have a look at the monthly charts? We are, of course, I can imagine a lot of you want to know what are we gonna do, but patience. Remember, we've been expecting this. We've been expecting this for a long time, so actually we should not get nervous. Obviously, what can we say? This is the monthly. We are going into a new month, and I think that looking at a chart right now, in the current environment, is not really going to bring us very far. Reason being is I think that right now, let's say the major forces driving prices is geopolitics. It's the war, it's inflation. And I think we should focus more on that because looking at a chart right now, past performance, past technical, movements is not really going to help us. It's not an indication of future movements. But nevertheless, obviously, you can see my purple lines here, and I do think that we're going to be heading down towards 12. And probably it could even be as low as 7. Reason being is I think that we haven't even seen real blood on the street. So let's move on also because I'm not going to go into too many coins today because we don't have time for that. The coins are, let's say, important, right? I mean, you and I, we have spoken about so many protocols that are good. You must know which coins that I love, which coins I adore, which coins you need to have in your portfolio. Of course, we're going to talk about them in the upcoming days, but today it is important, after having been away for so long, to give you an insight of where the market is heading and why I will continue to be number one. It is so important. It is so important. And I want to point that out a little bit also by briefly looking at here. Wow. You can all in peace scroll down. You can see there are lots of good opportunities. Remember, quality over quantity. What I do want to, I looked today a little bit. I looked at some of the bigger protocols. I looked at Aave, I looked at Compound, I looked at Curve. Some of the quality boys that we really like. Try to go in and actually look the amount of employees they have. Or look at Akala for that matter. I mean, the Akala team is the same as the Karura team. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong, but it is, they're small teams. And why am I pointing that out? Even at today's market cap, overall, we're seeing here we're 54 billion. Now, if we scroll down, and for example, as I said, let's go down and look at Aave, Maker also for that matter, they got a market cap of 849 million. That's a lot if you are a company with 30 to 50 employees. Now, maybe they have a little more, but I looked at some of the other ones, the big ones. They're still so small in terms of employees. Now, we know that, you can have a small team and you can have good revenue and turnover, but the thing is that most of these protocols are not really generating lots of revenue or profit. I mean, there are some other ones, like, for example, Binance, right? Binance is really generating lots of profit, but the others, they will come. Why am I pointing this out? I'm pointing this out is because when you look at a price, and also especially I like to go in and I say, oh, wow, we can get this coin 95% from its all-time high. But even if it is, down 95%, let's just go. I don't think Aave is that much down, but I just want to, even if Aave is down, how much from its all-time high, so that we have a real example, it is down 91%, right? Down 91%. But it is still valued with a market cap of 760 million. Listen, Aave would be working just as well and just as good if it had a market cap of 100 million. I'm pointing this out because the current situation doesn't justify even these high market capitalizations that we are seeing now, and certainly not the ones that we saw a few months back. What we are speculating, what we are betting on, what we are hoping for, it's very simple. We are hoping that the future finance is going to be built, and is being built right in front of our eyes, and it's being built on the blockchain, and that ultimately these protocols are going to be the new financial systems. So it is on the future we are betting. I'm pointing this out because there is still room to go further down. And now let's move in first to the chit chat. I missed all of you. And then we will go in and talk about some of the geopolitical factors that could actually push prices further down so that we can go in and buy all these lovely, sexy looking coins even cheaper. And when I started this channel, I did say, you follow me in the third cycle, and if you are patient, you will become among the 1%. Let's go in and have a look and see who's here. Time to chit chat. Oh, it is so, I missed you all, I have to say. It is like being without all of you is like, it's lonely. It's lonely. And, and I was in France and I didn't have the internet connection was so slow. It took us 3 hours to upload a video that normally should take 3 minutes to upload. I am happy to see Harris. How are you doing? I'm seeing Raymond Ayers. I think you're new here, right? Welcome to this little show. Ramses. Gala, what do you think? I think Gala, they got some good games going. We got Martin Valdes or Celia. I hope I'm saying it right. You're back. I'm back. Happy to see you too. And we got Crypto Stan. Never missed. Shahid Hamid, my soul brother. I love you all so much. Harry Potter. Are you going to pull a magic trick on us? Maybe let the prices go up again. We got I think that's a Spanish sounding name from Angola. Oh, that's different. Welcome to this little show of mine. Ron Jeremy. I got to give you lots of love. So much love. You guys, you don't know who Ron Jeremy is. He has, man, that's a good man. I love him so much. And I thank him. And we will talk a little bit in the end about my personal situation. I'm the boys. Lots of love to you, Matt. So let's go in and move on. And let's just see here. By the way, we got 35 viewers. Why don't you just hit that like, smash the subscribe and whatever. We got 0 videos to show you and share with you. And we are officially the littlest, smallest crypto channel on the internet. But there's also some charm with that. Anyway, in the end, we're going to do a little more chit chat. We need to move on because I think it is so important. Oh, first we're gonna have a sip of course. We need a little Bahama Mama moment here. Bahama Mama. Having been away from doing the streams and actually from the market itself for the last 3 weeks, I was in a lucky position to distance myself a little bit, especially, even though we have predicted that the market will go down, it's also not like I'm, that's so great, because in the end of the day, nobody can guarantee where it's going. But it was good to not look at the market every day, because it's lost less, right? Nothing, it's gonna go a little up, and then we have bad news. What I want to focus on more in the future is we need to understand and realize that we are being lied to. The entire society, it doesn't matter from consumption and obviously to politics to monetary system, we're being lied to. And it is now my responsibility and duty, as it was since I started, now to point it out, because this is actually why I started the channel. And we will, when the time comes, speak about them sexy looking coins, but we need to understand the politics behind it. I am going to base it today on an example that the media is not really presenting the things the way they are. And you should ask yourself the question, why? Now, 2 days ago, we saw big in the news on mainstream media, Russia is slipping into historic default as sanctions muddy next steps, right? So basically, there was lots of talks about all these sanctions that the West, they were, implying or hanging on Russia, that would actually break Russia's economy. So now, when you read it, right, Russia defaulting on its external sovereign bond for the first time in a century, since the Bolshevik times. And when did that happen? At the end of Sunday, the grace period on about 100 million ended. It was due May 27. It expired, and this deadline considered an event of default if it's missed, right? So the news, they can portray it as Russia is insolvent. They did not pay what they owe. Now, if we look at the other side of the story, and remember, I'm not pro-Russian, right? So don't think about that. I'm just trying to present one story from two different angles. You see, the thing was that Russia, they had no other method left in order to pay the investors. The only way that they could pay the investors was to make the payment in Russian rubles. So on May the 27th, the Russian National Settlement Depository, they had in fact made the required payment of $71 million and 26 million euro. So the allegations of default, they're not completely correct, because the necessary currency payment was made. The fact that money transferred to Euroclear, it was Euroclear actually that did not deliver the money to investors. So you can't really call it a default. Furthermore, if you look at Russians' ruble, their currency, it has soared to a 7-year high against the dollar. Actually not what the West was anticipating prior to imposing all the sanctions on Russia. Furthermore, so you would say, well, why wouldn't Euroclear just transfer the money out? No, they cannot settle any securities with counterparties that are subject to sanctions. You see, it's just, a little, legality, law, administration, but that has massive impact for all of us. So actually, since 2014, that was the last time the West, they were sanctioning Russia over the annexation of Crimea. So since then, Russia, they have built up around $640 billion in foreign reserves. However, half of those funds are now frozen under Western sanctions imposed after the invasion of Ukraine. So that would also be a reason why they couldn't, you would assume that they couldn't pay their debt, right? They're building up foreign currency reserves. The West comes in, blocks them, takes them, and then say, oh yeah, you're defaulting. But actually, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but the fact is that Moscow can now count on more revenue from energy exports. And Bloomberg Economics, they expect Russia to earn nearly $321 billion from energy exports this year, which is an increase of more than a third from 2021. And that's even under the current level of sanctions. So they're still going to see significant inflows of foreign exchange. So according to this Institute of International Finance, it could reach a record current account surplus of 240 billion. And when we talk about all these billions and trillions and so on, I mean, we really can't relate to it, but it's a lot. That means that Russia is actually profiting in some absurd way from the current war with Ukraine. And now let's move on to Ukraine for a minute, because it is actually all about Ukraine, right? I don't believe it's about Ukraine at all, though. I don't believe it's about Ukraine. And I also don't believe that this is the people's war. And I do not believe that the West nor the EU really care about Ukraine. They sure didn't care about them before. Sure didn't. Anyway, now if you look at the impact that this war is having just on Ukraine alone, we're not even talking about you and me paying higher prices at gas and inflation, right? Because it is going to hurt. We have not seen blood on the streets yet. Anyway, let's go over some numbers here. And I don't like the Ukrainian presidents anymore, because a man that says, I don't need a ride, I need bullets. Bullets. I don't know if it's good. Bullets are no good. Let's try to negotiate a peace and get not only Ukraine, but the world back on track. But hey, what do I know? And I'm not, I'm just covering the news. Anyway, according to Ukraine's prime minister, the state economy contracted by 35% in the first month of the war. I'm gonna try to put some apartments and what they could have done with this money in order to understand how much money it really is. Because 35%, okay, what does that mean? Anyways, the losses of Ukraine comprise to 564 billion. 564 billion. And that's including 119 billion losses in infrastructure, then 100 million GDP, 90 billion in civilian sector, 80 billion losses of companies and enterprises, and they're also losing out on 54 billion in direct investments and 48 billion in state budget. Furthermore, Ukraine has lost around 30 to 40% of its, the natural resources that they have. And gas extraction, because Ukraine has gas and coal, has also fallen. These are such big numbers. We're not even taking into account all the credits that are being given, or let's say the amount of weapons that are being given to Ukraine. And remember, all weapons, they're anyway going to blow up. And not only are they going to blow up, they're also going to destroy infrastructure. I've said this before in my last video, but I want you to think about it, and not because I'm some social, peace and give peace a chance. Yes, give peace a chance. But would any sane individual, the people that are actually fighting the war, mothers or wives that are losing their men, if you ask them, we would not have lost that. And all the money that we got for weapons, we could have really built something great in Ukraine, and the rest of the world wouldn't face inflation as we do. Now, it is a big lie that inflation is purely because of this war. But remember, as I've said before, if everything fails, we need to go to war, right? And if we look now at the last 3 years, we had them ugly cronies. That was not enough, right? Now we have a war, and the people orchestrating this, let's say, the global economy, they don't want you and I to blame them. No. They want to be the savior and the rescuer. And that's what they're trying. So they're trying to find someone to blame, in order that we don't identify that the whole thing is falling. The whole thing is falling. And the global monetary system has to, that's the only thing that we really need to reset. And we do need to own something, and then we will be happy. Okay, that was that about Ukraine and Russia. So, boom. That's more or less it from today. I want you to think about these things. They may not be so interesting, but I think that it's going to have, a ripple effect, right? We're going to see many more things from a geopolitical perspective. Prices increasing. We're going to see new taxes. We're going to see new tensions between countries. And I'm not here to say he's right or he's wrong. Gotta watch out. We need to watch out. Trouble is ahead. I still believe that we're gonna see a decoupling from traditional markets, and that the future is on the blockchain. It's just a question of when are we gonna see? And that's the reason that we have to focus more on geopolitics. So let's go to the chit chat and see if you have any questions. Time to chit chat. Buying BTC more now than in the bull run. Well, that is exactly the best thing to do. Just remember, average in. It can be that we will go further down. It can also be that of course, you never know. It can be that they're gonna agree on peace, and then the market is really going to take off. But averaging in at these levels is for sure not a bad thing. Alp d'Huez, what are you saying? One of these days we will climb Alp d'Huez when BTC hits 120,000. I miss you. Thank you so much. Where's the Bahama Mama? The Bahama Mama. I just wanted to say to all of you that are new here, the information that I did want to share is over. And now it's time for a little chit chat and a Bahama Mama moment. Bahama Mama. Here's my Bahama Mama. Whoa. Let me see. Tommy Loss is also here. And Adnan Ahmed. Why are you crying? What are you crying about? And we got Sushi Nori. So cool to show. I don't know if it's a cool show. It's also, I'm a little shaky. I haven't done it for a while. And yeah. So 100 Alpe d'Huez. Mont Blanc is also a nice mountain that we should do together. Well, I think the bottom in BTC is going to be around, I think we could go down to 7,000-8,000. I see that, yeah, because there's some other channels, they're talking about capitulation. I don't see that yet. I don't see capitulation yet. There's not enough blood, so we are probably for sure. We're not far away from the 12,000, right? And we go in. I like to always look at this CryptoCurrency because, it's an opportunity from one point of view of a lifetime. But of course, I understand when everybody's nervous, right? How much further can it go down? And we are really, it's been going down, right? I understand that. So, but I think we're gonna see more downside, and I think you need to be patient. I do believe that 2023 could be the year of turnaround. So you still got time. I still think we're going to go down and see the 12 maybe. I think we're going to see capitulation and real blood on the street between 7 and 12,000. But we are going to talk about this more the coming days, because there's a lot of casualties coming with it, right? So we need to watch out. We need to take our coins out from the centralized exchanges, put them on the ledger, and I will try to guide you through that in the next few days. I'm back now. Anyway, I wanted to show you this. So let's go in and see all-time high. It is always fun to see how much, at what discount you can get certain. Getting Ethereum also at 79% discount is good, right? But there are some real goldies here that I'm sure that if you hold them 5-6 years, you're gonna be a world champion. Let's see here. Bitcoin Cash 97, right? It's a lot. There are some of them even more. Oh, we're not even looking at my. So yeah, go into CryptoCurrency and focus on quality over quantity. I think that is important. Now I also get interested here. Filecoin at 97%. That means if it's gonna go up to its past all-time high, you make 4,000%, right? Not bad, really not bad. The risk reward currently is amazing. I'm not a big fan of day trading, you know that. That's why long term, I think at these levels, you're gonna make a killing. I do have to say how. Oh yeah. Oh, there, thank God. I do have to say, however, that I average in consistently, right? I'm happy, but we'll talk more about that. I don't have so much. We can't talk about everything today. So let me see here. Time to chit chat. I gotta get that away. Do you put your coins in the ledger paired with BTC or USDT? Well, do you put your coins in the... Well, I don't know if they're really... I don't know if they're paired, right? It depends. I don't think that you put paired coins. You don't transfer them like that. You know, your coins... Like, let's say I transfer Chainlink, right? I will transfer the link tokens to my ledger, and then I can still decide to sell them against Bitcoin or USDT. So they're not per se paired when they are on your ledger. Just 30% more drop in BTC from this point, and I'm staking hell of a lot of coins. Now that's my man. Now that's a millionaire that's talking right there.
To be a millionaire.
Anyway, guys, I gotta go now. We'll talk about tomorrow about the personal situation, but I'm here now and I'm happy to be back. I hope we're gonna get the videos. I'm gonna end tonight. Usually I always like to put in a motivational video. I want to put in a video today that you need to think about. It is not NATO versus Russia. It is NATO versus the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And I truly cannot understand why mainstream media, or for that matter, anywhere, can you really read about the SCO. Hope if you don't know about it, you need to inform yourself about it. Anyway, see you tomorrow. I love you so much. You know, I'm so happy to be back and I want to chat so much more. You cannot imagine how much feelings I have having this live stream today. I hope it was okay. And gonna do better. Do better. Love you.